Hello, and welcome to English in the Wild, the podcast where we break down how English is actually spoken. I'm Mark.
And I'm Sarah. We are so glad you're here. Mark, how's it going today?
Can't complain, Sarah. The sun is out, I've got a fresh cup of tea, and I'm ready to dive in. How about you? How are things?
Everything's great. You know, Mark, we should stop right there for our listeners. Did you notice what we just did? I didn't ask, how are you? And you didn't say, I am fine, thank you.
Exactly. In a real conversation, I'm fine, thank you, can sound a bit like a robot, can't it? As a native speaker, I almost always use, how's it going? Or even, how are things?
Right. And my response, everything's great, feels much more natural. It keeps the energy of the conversation moving.
And when I said can't complain, I didn't literally mean I have nothing to complain about. It's just a common idiom we use to say life is generally good. It's a classic low-key British response.
That's a great point. Today, we're talking about life and language. When natives talk about their lives, we use a lot of filler words like actually, basically, or to be honest.
Oh, I use to be honest way too much. For example, to be honest, Sarah, I didn't get much sleep last night. It doesn't mean I was lying before, it just adds a bit of emphasis to my feeling.
Exactly. So for our learners listening today, try replacing I am fine with not bad or pretty good this week. It will make you sound more relaxed and confident immediately.
Well said. We'll be back in a moment to talk about what we do on the weekends and the phrasal verbs you need to describe your downtime. Stay tuned. We're back. So, Sarah, let's talk about life. Everyone learns the phrase, I wake up at 7 a.m. But to be honest, I don't think I've said the words wake up in years.
You're right. I usually say I crawl out of bed if it's a Monday, or I'm up at the crack of dawn.
The crack of dawn. I love that one. It sounds so much more descriptive than just saying early. What's the first thing you actually do?
Well, basically, I head straight for the coffee machine. I'm a bit of a zombie until I've had my caffeine. Then I usually check in on my emails. How about you, Mark? Are you a morning person?
Not really. I usually drag myself to the kitchen, but then I try to get a workout in. It helps me clear my head before the workday starts.
That's impressive. I usually run out of time for the gym in the morning. I tend to wind down with a workout in the evening instead.
Did you hear those, listeners? Check in, get a workout in, run out of, and wind down. These are phrasal verbs. We use them because they make the language flow. Instead of saying, I finish my day and relax, Sarah says she winds down. It sounds much smoother, doesn't it?
It really does. It makes the English sound less like a list of facts and more like a story. You mentioned getting a workout in, Mark. Are you one of those people who hits the gym every single day? Or are you more of a once a week if I'm lucky kind of guy?
Well, to be fair, I try to be consistent. I'm quite into bodybuilding style training at the moment. Nothing too crazy, but I like to hit the weights at least 4 times a week. It's my way of blowing off steam after a long day of editing.
Blowing off steam? That's a classic. I'm the same way with my yoga. If I don't go, I get so fidgety. But I have to ask, are you into all the supplements and the gym bro culture?
Honestly, I do use a bit of protein powder and maybe some beta-alanine if I'm feeling sluggish, but I try not to overthink it. I'm not exactly looking to win Mr. Universe. I just want to stay in shape.
Fair enough. I think for most people, the hardest part is just showing up. Once you're through the doors, the rest is easy.
Spot on. It's all about the habit. Speaking of habits, what do you do when you're not at the gym or working? I know you're a bit of a creative soul.
I am. Lately, I've been getting into digital content creation. I've been playing around with video editing, simple stuff on my phone. And honestly, I can lose track of time for hours just trying to get the perfect transition.
That's brilliant. It's funny how a hobby can start as just playing around, and then it completely takes over your weekends.
Tell me about it. My relaxing weekend usually involves me staring at a screen for 6 hours. But hey, if you love it, it's not really work, right?
All this talk about routines and gym sessions has actually made me quite hungry. Sarah, are you a cook every meal from scratch type, or do you rely on takeout?
Oh, Mark, I wish I could say I'm a gourmet chef, but to be honest, I'm a total sucker for convenience. If I've had a long day, I'll usually just grab a bite at a burger joint or order some pizza.
I'm right there with you. There's a brilliant little spot near my place that does the best dirty burgers. The ones that are absolutely messy but taste like heaven.
Yes, those are the best. I'm actually a big fan of fast casual spots. Places where it's a bit better than fast food, but you don't have to wait for a waiter. I usually go for something like a burrito or a spicy chicken sandwich.
It's interesting, isn't it? When we talk about food, we use the word grab for almost everything. Let's grab a coffee. Let's grab a lunch. I'll grab a snack. It makes everything sound so fast.
It does. It takes the pressure off. If I say, let's have a formal dinner, it sounds like a big commitment. But let's grab a coffee? That feels like it'll only take 20 minutes-ish.
20 minutes-ish. I love that suffix. You can add ish to almost any time or color to make it less precise, right? I'll meet you at 5-ish.
Exactly. It's the ultimate lazy English tool. Is the shirt blue? Yeah, bluish. It's perfect for when you don't want to be 100% sure.
Speaking of being sure, I'm definitely sure that I need to head out soon to actually find some of that food we're talking about. But before we go, we should probably talk about what we're doing for the rest of the weekend. Any big plans?
Not really. Just some low-key hanging out. Maybe a walk in the park if the weather stays nice. Mark, we've been talking a lot about our routines, but I was thinking about how different people's social batteries are. Are you the type who feels energized by a crowd, or are you more of a homebody?
That's a great question. To be honest, I think I'm a bit of an introvert at heart. I love a good chat. Clearly, I'm doing a podcast. But after a big social event, I definitely need to recharge my batteries in a quiet room with a book.
I totally get that. I'm actually quite the opposite. I'm a bit of a social butterfly. If I spend too much time alone, I start to feel a little restless. I need to be around people to feel like myself.
A social butterfly? I can definitely see that. You always seem so bubbly. But doesn't it ever get draining? Always being on?
Oh, for sure. Even for me, there are days when I just want to shut out the world. But I find that even just going to a park and being around people, even if I'm not talking to them, helps me perk up.
That's a good way to put it. Perk up. It's like that first sip of coffee in the morning. I suppose I'm more of a lone wolf when it comes to my hobbies. Like my music production, I can sit in my studio for 6 hours and not say a word to anyone, and I'm perfectly happy.
6 hours without talking? I think I'd start talking to the walls. But I guess that's what makes the world interesting, right? We all have our own quirks.
Exactly. And speaking of quirks, I've noticed that when native speakers describe people, we rarely just say, he is nice. We use words like chilled out, easygoing, or even a bit of a character.
Right! A bit of a character is such a polite way of saying someone is, well, a little bit crazy.
Talking about recharging batteries usually makes me think of one thing: getting away. Sarah, are you a luxury resort traveler, or do you prefer to rough it?
Oh, I am definitely not a roughing it kind of girl. No tents and sleeping bags for me, thank you. I'm more about boutique hotels and finding the best local spots to eat. I love a good city break. What about you? Are you a backpacker at heart?
I used to be. In my 20s, I'd travel on a shoestring, staying in hostels, taking the night bus to save money on a bed. These days, though, I'm a bit more into off-the-beaten-path adventures. I like finding those quiet villages where you can actually hear yourself think.
Off the beaten path. That's such a great phrase. It's funny how we all want to find those spots, but then as soon as we post them on social media, they become tourist traps.
Exactly. It's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? But honestly, my favorite part of traveling isn't the destination. It's the people watching. Sitting in a cafe in a foreign city and just seeing the world go by.
I'm the same. But I do get a bit of pre-trip jitters sometimes. You know, that feeling right before you leave where you're convinced you've forgotten your passport or left the stove on.
Every single time. I call it the gate panic. But once the plane takes off, I'm fine. I just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Easy for you to say. I'm the one with the color-coded spreadsheet and the 48-hour itinerary. I guess we'd be terrible travel partners, Mark.
Or we'd be perfect. You'd make sure we didn't miss the train, and I'd make sure we actually enjoyed the view once we got there. Well, Sarah, I think we've covered quite a bit of ground today, from grabbing a coffee to recharging our batteries in the park.
We really have. And for our listeners out there, we don't want you to just listen and forget. We want you to put this into practice.
Exactly. If you're a beginner, don't worry about memorizing everything. Just pick one thing. For example, next time someone asks how you are, instead of saying, "I am fine," try saying, "Can't complain."
Or if you're planning something this weekend, add that little suffix we talked about. Tell your friends you'll meet them at 6-ish. It's such a small change, but it makes you sound so much more relaxed and natural.
And for our advanced learners, my challenge for you is to use a phrasal verb. Next time you're talking about your hobbies, tell someone what you've been getting into lately.
To be honest, Mark, just hearing the language used in a real conversation is half the battle. You've all done the hard work of showing up and listening today. That's a huge win.
Spot on, Sarah. We'll be back next time to dive into some workplace English and how to survive a meeting without sounding like a textbook.
Can't wait. Until then, keep practicing, keep going with the flow, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.